So yesterday, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, had an address to the Joint Congress. During this address, there were both the Republicans and the Democrats, and also the members of the United States military and also the United States Supreme Court. During his speech, President Trump started by talking about the meeting he had on Monday with the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. It's true that the meeting didn't end well as they expected, but he was happy to announce to the joint session of Congress yesterday that few hours prior to his address, he received a letter from the President of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, and that in the letter, the President was apologizing for the incident that occurred in the White House a few days back. Play the clip.
Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, "Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians," he said. "My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you." I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago.
So as the president was talking, a congressman, a Democrat, kept on interrupting the president. He was protesting. He stood up and he kept on talking while the president was also talking. The House Speaker, Mike Johnson, asked him several times to sit down and to stop interrupting the president. But he kept on with this behavior, and the House Speaker asked the Sergeant of Arms to take him out. Play the clip.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber. Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you.
During his address also, there was a very, very important moment when the President Donald J. Trump, had this surprise for a 13-year-old boy who has always wanted to join the United States Secret Service. The President reserved this surprise for him yesterday. Play the clip.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
So during his address, Donald Trump also explained that his Department of Government Efficiency, the DOGE, led by Elon Musk, has detected a lot of fraud in regard to the foreign aid that USA used to send to foreign country. And he cited some of those fraud during his speech. Play the clip.
Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. We know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things.
After that, President Trump touched on a very, very important point, the social security. He explained that the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, has detected suspicious activities in respect to social security. This is a very important point because you will hear figures and people's ages that are very, 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 very inconsistent with human biology and with the history of human biology. Play the clip.
We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby. To finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going.
After all that, he then touched on his recent innovation, the gold cat as he calls it. This gold cat is an opportunity that his administration is giving to the businessmen around the world who can have the sum of $5 million US. They can buy a pathway to the US citizenship. He explained why. Play the clip.
We have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came.
Another point that he made very clear is that the cartels, the drug cartels from Mexico, from Venezuela, are no longer, or they have never been welcome to the United States. But now his administration is going further. And that few days ago, he has officially designated the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organization. He classified them at the same level as ISIS. Play the clip.
2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations. They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever.
Then, in an effort to tout the good job of his administration, President Trump said that because of the tariff that he has imposed on Mexico yesterday, the Mexican authority transferred to the U.S. government 29 criminals, drug cartel leaders that the U.S. have always been asking them to extradite. And that was only done, that was achieved because of the tariff that he imposed on Mexico. And that to him, they did that because they want to make the U.S. government happy. Play the clip.
5 nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy.
Still in his address, President Trump touched on one of his very important and key topic of his campaign, the issue regarding the wokeness. And he said his administration is going to cut funding from all schools and organizations and institutions that are promoting wokeness activities in their organization. And he said that his administration is not going to stand for transgender activities. To him, everybody has to be happy with the body he has. Play the clip.
My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly, socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out.
Then also, President Trump expressed his total support to the police. He congratulated them for the job that they do every day and assured them that the government will always be behind them. The government will always have their back. And with that, he announced this to the police. Play the clip.
I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer, and tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
So folks, there you have it. In the next act, I'm going to show you what were the response of the people from both parties, the Democrat and the Republican. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 1,000. I'm out.